Hello viewers, welcome back to Bulls and Bulls. Thank you for the response to our previous video on Saregama. If you are new to our channel, the link to the previous video is given in the description of this video. We aim to analyze the business, financial and fundamental aspects of listed Indian companies through this channel. Today we are going to look at the company which has been offering comprehensive building materials and solutions in India for the last 70 years. The company has not one but two super brands, Charminar and Birla Aerocon. To know more about super brands, follow the link provided in the description. Fans of the Indian Premier League team Chennai Super Kings might be familiar with the company as one of the sponsors of the team. The company is none other than HIL or Hyderabad Industries Limited.
जानना चाहते थे ना HIL कहाँ कहाँ पे है? अब देखो
इधर उधर इंगे आंगे इत्थे उथे ए खाने ओ खाने टिकड़े टिकड़े एवरीवेयर ये जिधर जिधर जाए नजर
इधर उधर क्या देख रहे हो? HIL तो हर जगह है।
HIL टुगेदर वी बिल्ड
HIL or Hyderabad Industries Limited was established in India in 1946. It has strong established brands across multiple lines of businesses and has been consistently voted as a great place to work for 3 consecutive years. The company has also received the Fortune Next 500 award. The company has organically expanded into all building related verticals and is advancing towards being a one-stop global building material and solution provider. This was the first company in India to manufacture autoclave flat sheets, sandwich panels, and is one amongst only 3 companies in the world to make AC steel templates. We feel the corona pandemic has resulted in a building boom in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. There will also be a gradual shift towards focus on green buildings in the future given the dangers of global warming. This company is well positioned to ride both these trends. Now, let us look at the lines of businesses that the company currently operate in. The company has 4 main segments of income at present. Roofing solutions with contribution of 29% to the total revenue, building solutions with contribution of 12% to the total revenue, polymer solutions with contribution of 10% to the total revenue, and flooring solutions with contribution of 49% to the total revenue. There is also a 5th segment comprising of wind power, material handling and processing plant and equipment, but the revenue contribution is not significant. Let us now look at each of the segments in detail. Roofing solutions. This segment involves the manufacture and sales of roofing solutions like fiber cement sheets, colored steel sheets and eco-friendly sheets. HIL is the undisputed market leader in this product category and achieves the same through its flagship brand Charminar. The brand enjoys a pan-India presence with a formidable network of 9,000 channel partners, 6 manufacturing facilities and 38 depots. The company focuses on research and innovation, which is proven by the new releases of HIL. Colored steel sheets were introduced in 2015, which introduced aesthetics in a commoditized product category. Further, the company has also recently launched Charminar Fortune, a non-asbestos green roofing solution which is superior to metal sheets in every way. We can assume this brand will play a crucial role going forward given that the company wants to reduce the share of revenue from asbestos related businesses because of the health hazards surrounding the use of the same. What sets the company apart is the fact that it has managed to distinguish itself and create a brand in a product category which is extremely commoditized. HIL is currently running at 77% utilization for the roofing business. Building solutions. Building solution consists of wet walling as well as dry walling products which cater to various requirements of building industries or commercial spaces. HIL caters to this segment through its brand Birla Aerocon, a leader in green building products. All plants are operating at more than 90% capacity utilization for this particular segment. Construction using these products are eligible for Certified Emission Reduction Points or CER points. CERs are earned by projects which help reduce greenhouse gas emissions and hence make the building eligible to claim environmental benefits. Wet walling products require water curing and dry walling products are prefabricated, ready to assemble products. Let us also look at wet walling and dry walling products separately in detail. Wet walling solutions. The products offered in this category include AAC blocks, block joining mortar and ready mix plaster. AAC blocks are lightweight walling material which can be used as a substitute for clay bricks, concrete and hollow blocks. Block joining mortar is the cement-based joint used for joining the AAC blocks. Ready mix plaster is a blend of cement, fine sand and polymer additives. AAC blocks conserve 5% to 10% more energy over conventional clay or concrete blocks. They also reduce construction time by around 30%, reduce dead load by about a third, and reduce structural cost by 28%. These blocks are held together by the block joining mortar, and 3 mm layer of this mortar is enough compared to 10 mm layer of cement for bricks. The company has also recently introduced a tile adhesive. Dry walling solutions. Dry walling solution includes ready to install walling solutions. The products offered in this category include panels, fiber cement boards, smart bond and designer boards. HIL was the first company to introduce cement sandwich panels in India. These are panels made of 2 fiber reinforced sheets on either side of a concrete core and save up to 15% on energy costs. The fiber cement and designer boards are excellent substitutes for wood and has superior aesthetics and color choices. Smart bond is the powder for joining these panels. Polymer solutions. This segment consists of pipes and fittings and wall putty. This segment was launched recently and HIL caters to this segment under the brand Birla HIL. This segment witnessed a healthy 51% growth in revenues year on year. Pipes and fittings. The company is currently focusing on western and southern markets of the country and is aiming to attract customers based on the quality of its other products. The products in this segment include CPVC, UPVC, SWR, column and pressure pipes. CPVC pipes are used for transporting hot and cold drinking water in buildings. UPVC pipes are used for cold water plumbing in borewells and underground pipes. SWR pipes are used for efficient drainage of soil, waste and rainwater. Pressure pipes are used in agricultural land for irrigation purposes, and column pipes are specially designed for borewell pumps and is 100% leak proof. Wall putty. HIL continues to focus on growing this segment by bringing this product to new markets and territories. The putty is manufactured using True Color technology, which has combined properties of putty and primer. The company is in the process of setting up a manufacturing facility to scale the production of products in this segment. Flooring solutions. Parador, an international premium brand providing flooring solutions with manufacturing facilities in Germany and Austria, was fully acquired by HIL recently. Products in this category include wood flooring, laminate flooring and vinyl flooring. HIL has managed to implement better manufacturing practices, resulting in improved operating parameters and profitability of the company. Parador is now looking at an entry into the Asian markets. HIL is looking at leveraging existing dealership networks to tap the Indian B2B residential projects. Parador is also looking at entering China, Spain, UK and USA markets through JVs. With presence in 80 plus countries, Parador not only gives a new line of business for HIL, but also opens up opportunities for cross-selling of other HIL products on an international stage. The debt taken for acquisition of Parador in India has been fully repaid in a period of 2 years against an expectation of 6 years. 50% of revenue for Parador comes from the home region of Germany and Austria. 25% of revenue contribution is from rest of Europe and 25% is from rest of the world. Now let us look at the USP or unique selling point of the company. Market leaders. HIL is the market leader in both the roofing segment and the building segment with 20% market share. In addition to being the market leader, HIL also enjoys the highest margin amongst all companies in the roofing business. HIL is the #1 cement and building materials company as certified by Great Place to Work for 2 years in a row in India. Super brands. It is the aspiration of any company to make its brand synonymous with its products, like in the case of Xerox. Xerox was a company that manufactured photocopying machines, and the product came to be known as Xerox machines rather than photocopying machines. HIL has achieved this feat not in one but two segments. The market is more familiar with Charminar sheets rather than asbestos sheets and Aerocon blocks rather than AAC blocks. Now let us look at the financials of the company. Flooring segment, which is made up of Parador, generates the highest revenue, which is almost half the total revenue of HIL. Though this segment generates the highest revenue, the highest profit generator is the roofing segment with a contribution of 60% to the total profits. HIL enjoys the highest margin amongst all companies in the roofing business. Every financial statement tells a story, and let us decode the story behind the numbers of HIL. The historic trend of total revenue, profit after tax and net profit margins for the company can be seen from this graph. Operating revenue has steadily increased over the last 5 years. We can see the spurt in revenue from 2018 to 2019, which was due to the acquisition of Parador. We can see that the PAT margins have steadily been around 5% and has increased to 9% in 2021. Companies in the building space work mainly with commodity products, and hence margins tend to be low. Margin almost doubling in 2021 is a very encouraging sign. The market capitalization, which is the number of outstanding shares multiplied by the share price, stands at 3,477 crores, and the revenue in 2021 was 3,044 crores. Hence, the company is trading at a price to sales multiple of 1, which is very reasonable. The company has managed to control costs by implementation of various cost saving measures such as Lean, Six Sigma manufacturing and digital execution such as IoT 4.0 and Ariba. Hence, we can expect the margins to remain at the same level going forward. Since Parador was acquired mainly through debts, it becomes essential to look at the debt position of the company as well. We can see the debt going up in 2019 due to the acquisition. The debt has considerably reduced, and HIL has paid back the debts for Parador purchase in 2 years as against the initial plan of 6 years. As per the recent management commentary, the remainder portion of the long-term debt of HIL has also been paid in May. Only the debt of the subsidiary Parador and short-term debt of HIL, which is for working capital requirements, remain. The revenue for HIL in 2018 was Rs 1,280 crores prior to Parador acquisition. The revenue for HIL in 2021 was Rs 3,044 crores post the Parador acquisition. Hence, HIL has managed to double its revenue at very low cost. We can also see the increase in EPS, which has more than doubled over the previous year in 2021. Although revenues have been consistently increasing in the past, they were not getting translated into higher EPS because of low margins. The margin expansion in 2021 has resulted in an increase in EPS too. The company has maintained healthy dividend payouts and have been consistently paying back 15 to 20% of profits as dividends to shareholders. Profitability ratios. Return on equity ROE and return on capital employed ROCE for 2021 stands at 26% and 25% respectively, and both the return ratios have grown significantly over the last 5 years. ROE can be inflated due to high levels of debt too. In order to identify this, we perform the DuPont analysis for ROE by breaking down into net profit margin, asset turnover and equity multiplier. Net profit margin. Higher value indicates a higher profitability for the company. We can see that this metric has been following an increasing trend. Asset turnover indicates how efficiently a company uses its assets. This metric has also been following an increasing trend. Equity multiplier indicates the financial leverage of the company. Lower value indicates that the company is not financially leveraged. We can see that this value increased in 2019 driven by the debts for Parador acquisition and has significantly reduced since then. The analysis shows that the current increase in ROE is not driven by increase in debts but improved asset efficiency and higher profit margins. Cash conversion ratio. The cash conversion ratio calculates the operating cash flow received on the profit before tax and tells us how much of the operating profit from the P&L statement has been converted to cash. This metric has also been showing considerable improvement over the last 5 years. The company has also been net cash flow positive for the last 4 years and has a cash position of Rs 130 crore or Rs 174 per share. Shareholding pattern. Total outstanding shares of the company stands at 70 lakhs. Free float or the shares available for trading with the public stands at only around 36 lakhs. We can also see the historical shareholding pattern over the last 10 quarters has been steady. Promoter holding is steady at 41%. It has been constantly around 41% for the last 10 quarters too. However, it is to be noted that promoters have pledged 1.7 lakh or 5.6% of shares in the March quarter. Direct institutional investment or DII holding has been steady. DII currently stands at 5.3% and has been constantly over 5% in the last 10 quarters. Foreign institutional investments or FII holding has been steady at around 2% and has decreased from 6% in December 2018. FII presence in the company provides assurance about the quality of company's operation and management. FII holding is also low and hence it wouldn't trigger a slide in the price of the share when they pull out from Indian markets. It is also to be noted that the government of Andhra Pradesh holds around 4% of the total shares. Let us now look at the risks in the company. Asbestos ban. Asbestos as a material has been considered to be hazardous and cause health issues for people living under asbestos roofs. Any ban on this product in the future can cause loss of income to HIL. The company has recently started mitigating this risk by entering multiple businesses and also introducing eco-friendly product variants of the same. Fluctuation in input prices. The price of lumber has been reaching all-time highs in the recent months. This can have an impact on the prospects of Parador in the short term as new home buyers might delay their purchase. Similarly, increase in price of raw materials such as cement and fly ash may affect the margins of the company adversely. Currency fluctuation. 50% of revenue contribution is from Parador, which makes revenue mainly in euros. Any strengthening of Indian rupee will have an adverse impact on the revenue from this vertical. Let us now look at the future outlook of the company. HIL aims to be a billion-dollar company by 2025. The company aims to reach this landmark organically through growth in Parador and the polymer segment and inorganically through more acquisitions. Green buildings. With the dangers of global warming, green buildings are going to be the need of the hour. HIL is well poised to capitalize on this requirement with its wide portfolio of green products. Expansion. The company is looking at expanding the market for its polymer segment in the south and east zones and its building segment in the east zone. Parador. The focus will remain on expanding outside Europe and target countries like China and America. The revenue is expected to double in the next 5 years from this segment. Non-asbestos roofing. The company had introduced new product in the non-asbestos roofing segment based on humid cure technology towards the end of 2020. The company is awaiting customer response from this product and plans to scale it internationally based on the response. The company is very upbeat on this segment and considers it to be the future of HIL. Acquisitions. HIL believes in maintaining a debt to equity ratio of around 1 and have paid off the debts for Parador acquisition. This provides them the option of acquiring companies in the building product space with complementary products. They have expressed interest in paints and water tank verticals and may take an inorganic approach to grow in these areas. Overall, HIL has consistently been increasing its revenue and recently expanded its profit margins too. The company has plans to make Parador an international brand. It is also looking at inorganic expansion into other building related products and has a strong balance sheet to support the same. With their proven execution skills and strong brands, we believe HIL can grow consistently from here. Disclaimer: we are not SEBI registered investment advisors. This video is only meant for educational purposes and not to be considered as trading, investment or financial advice. Please consult your financial advisor before investing any money.